Good evening, team, and welcome to our live stream on a Monday. How is everybody doing? It is Mondays, 8 o'clock UK time, and we are here to entertain the nation. Maybe not, but it doesn't matter because this is the most important 32 minutes, Mick, if you're listening, that we're going to have this week. It could be breathtaking. It could be extremely boring. Who knows? But most importantly, I'm going to be answering your questions because Ian, you need to get in touch because I'm going to be answering your questions about running coaching stuff, running shoes and stuff, and just stuff. Should we do that? If you're listening to this as a podcast, I just want to thank you for taking us on your run. Hopefully you're doing that, or maybe you're like Hayden and you're listening in the back of your limo. Whatever way you're taking this in, I thank you very much for doing that. Thank you, Gary, as well. So Ian, and I'm referring to people, by the way, if you listen to this podcast, who are already commenting in the chat. Ian, you need to get in touch. And Gary, thank you very much. And Mick is saying 45 to 50 minutes. Although it was an hour, it was nearly an hour. So again, if you're new around here, Mick always tunes in and tells us how long I'm going to be on, even though I swear I'm only going to be on for 30 minutes. He goes, right, last week I was over that. Tonight, I'm going to be revealing a new Saucony shoe to you all. I don't have it in hand. It's another dodgy picture. But I do have a Saucony shoe that I'm going to tell you about, which some of you may recognize. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to be doing that in a minute. So stand by. If you are joining us live, I want you to get your questions in the chat room now. Start loading up your questions, and I will work my way through them as we go through. So that's that. So again, if you're joining us, we're going to be revealing that new Saucony shoe that's not that new in a minute. I do have, and I really apologize because I've not brought them up with me. I've got a pair of Under Armour shoes that I was going to show you downstairs. But basically, I had to do, and this is brilliant. Okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. I had to do a birthday message for somebody, which is the most weirdest thing I've done. I've done this before for somebody else, but yeah, I've done a birthday message tonight, and it's just, I think it's amazing. Thank you very much, by the way, for all the love and stuff. But to do a birthday message for someone, it's a bit odd. Anyway, so that's why I forgot to bring the Under Armour shoe up to show you. But I'll do that next week. Figure that out. I still don't have the Nova Blast 15 or whatever make number we're on, but I've been told that's imminent. So who knows? I'm hoping it's here for the weekend because we've got some stuff to do. I'm at the Fulham 10K this weekend, if anybody else is there. So again, if you're joining us now, get your comments in, the questions in, load up. Well, I'm going to be revealing that Saucony shoe in a minute. I do have a bit of business to do firstly because I cocked up this week basically, and I forgot to do a competition live on Friday, basically because Hayden kept putting his water up. If you've not seen it, watch Friday's show, but he kept doing this with his water. It's really annoying. And I forgot to do the draw for the competition. So if you're watching this live, can you give I'll tell you what, Gary, you always watch. Gary, Gary, let's do Gary. Gary, can you go in the comments and give me a number between 100 and 200, please? Can you just put a number in? Between 100 and 200 now. And then I'll tell you who that person is. But yeah, I forgot to do this on Friday because of Hayden cocks up. So if you didn't know, we ran a competition for our group coaching. So if you've got a spring marathon or half, we offer a group coaching session, which is you pay 50 quid, you get a training plan, you get put into a private group. I'm then in there to help you out. We do a weekly live stream with me. Thank you, Gary. I'll find out who that is. We do a weekly live stream with me where you can ask me anything you want. And that's all the way through your training block. It's 50 quid. It was so successful last time we did it. Everybody smashed it, which was just amazing. So thanks to everybody who signed up for that already. And if you want to take part, just head over to FORDYRUNS.com and look under the coaching thing that's on there. Right, so let's find out who this is live on air. 173. So I've got to scroll down right down to the bottom. Okay, here we go. Stand by. We almost need like a drum roll. 173. Okay, so I've got it on a thing. It's Anna Marie Wilson. ANNE-Marie Wilson. Well done. Congratulations. You just won a group coaching. David, if you're listening to this, I'm going to send that to you. Done. So don't forget. Right, so that's it. Well done. Congratulations. So there we go. Right, moving on. And before we move on, again, I'm going to reveal that Saucony shoe in just a second. If you're joining us late, thank you very much. Get your comments and questions in the chat box now. I also want to give everybody a thank you before we start as well, because last week we had like 130 something, nearly 140 people tuning in live to this live stream. 145 people were just watching Kafuzi's live stream. Kafuzi's arguably the biggest running YouTuber, and he had 145 people watching his live stream. So to get that number of people tuned in live to this little YouTube channel in this corner of the world on a Monday night is unbelievable. He's got 200,000 subscribers. We've got, I don't know, 40 something. It's amazing. So honestly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much to every single person who tunes in or listens to this as a podcast. To have that many people tune in, it just blows my mind, especially when you compare that to somebody like Kafuzi's. I say 145 people watching this show tonight. It's amazing. So thank you. Get your comments, get your questions in. All right, I'm going to tell you about a shoe. Now, I'm doing this because my friend, James Page, who ran I would say a fast 10K, but he pushed out a time at the weekend. He could have gone a lot faster if he wasn't faffing about with his hat. But his favourite shoe is the Saucony Kinvara Pro. Now, they're killing the Saucony Kinvara Pro, but they are replacing it with this. Are you ready? I'm going to put it up. The Endorphin Trainer. Now, that may look remarkably like the Kinvara Pro. That's because it is. It's got a new name, people. It's the Saucony Endorphin Trainer. That's the launch colorway that lines up with the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. Now, the reason I mentioned the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2, we've got a new video coming on that shoe tomorrow. I'm a little bit frustrated with it. You need to watch that video. So this is the Endorphin Trainer. They've changed the Kinvara Pro name. And if you look very closely, it's almost identical. You can see in there the plate, which is interesting. Now, I'm guessing we've got, how many have we got? We've got 1 or 2 weeks till the Texas running event in Texas, Austin. So you'll see, like, Believe in the Run, Kafuzi, just spoke about him, will be out there, and they'll be previewing all the latest shoes that will be coming. So the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2 will be there. Again, there's a video dropping on that tomorrow. I'll give you some frustrations on my part of that, right? So you've also going to have that, the Endorphin Trainer. So all the new shoes, right, for next year and the year and after that will all be previewed at that trade fair. The people like myself will be there. When I say people like myself, but I'm tiny, but, you know, like big channels, sorry, like Believe in the Run, that's what I meant, and you know, shoe reviewers. They'll be there. And they will be previewing a lot of these shoes. Some of the stuff will be on embargo, and you'll see those videos drop throughout the year. So you'll see, for example, I'm guessing the Boston 13 will be there. That comes out later on. I think it's September's not, but it's the Sonic. I think did I say the Sonic Blast is September from Asics. Boston 13 is later on in the year as well. That's been delayed. But my point is that you'll see a lot of the shoes dropping that will be coming out. Some stuff they can tell you, some stuff they can't. A lot of it will be put under embargo, and then it will get previewed out as we go. But that's coming. So just so you on. So just as again, if you didn't see it, that's the Kinvara Pro is now going to be called the Endorphin Trainer, apparently. The shot I had of the name, basically, that I stole off of Instagram, it didn't come out very clearly. But on the heel, it's a shame that my Kinvara Pros in the garage should have again thought about this. It had Endorphin Trainer written on it. So because there was a lot of fuss and a lot of hoo-ha about the name, why they called it the Kinvara Pro, why they didn't call it something along like in the Endorphin lineup. So that's coming your way real soon, apparently. So there we go. So that's the Saucony shoe that I mentioned. Last shout out for question, not last shout out, but a reminder, better way of doing it. Get your questions, comments in. Thank you again to everybody for watching this live. Blows my mind that we've got this amount of people watching. Okay, right. So here we go. Let's dive in. Let's get into the meat and gravy, shall we? Good evening, Lee. How was my weekend? My weekend was okay, although I had to run with Paige, which is a little bit annoying. So there's that. Ian, I've told you to get hold of me. I'm just going to say hello to everybody. Probably easier. I didn't tell you what's coming out on the channel, did I? So we've got the Endorphin Elite video coming tomorrow, Elite 2. And then let's just look at it live on here. Oh, hang on. I'm on YouTube. Let's have a look on what's coming out this week. I tell you what, I will get done this week. The Nike Zoom Fly 6. I will have enough miles in that to put out a update on that shoe. I've been doing most of my running in that shoe, so I'll have an update for you probably Saturday as a guess, because I want to get it towards the end of the week. I've got a very good video coming out for you. I think that you guys will like this. So on Thursday, I'm going to tell you another about it. We've got the best super train of 2025. You won't realise which shoe it is, but I've got the best super train of 2025 video is coming out. It's one shoe coming out on Thursday. I've also recorded, and this is really important actually, I want to flag this up for all you boys out there. On Wednesday, we've got a men's health awareness podcast that I've recorded with Big Fletch. That comes out on Wednesday. Okay, I want you to listen to that if you're a bloke, and maybe you're a young lady and you've got a man in your life, or you're a bloke and you've got a bloke in your life. I want you to listen to that, and there's a lot of signposting in there. Okay, talk about men's health, talk about men's mental health as well. Really important you listen to that if you can. More importantly, I want you to all to do me a favor. There's 134 people watching at the moment, which is, again, amazing. Considering Kafuzi gets 145 tonight. Blows my mind. But I want all 134 of you to share that with a man that you know, a bloke that you know, please, on Wednesday. It comes out as a pod and as a live stream. It's really important. There's some important messages in there. Be really great if you could do that for me. Just spread some of that awareness around. I'd really appreciate it. So yes, there we go. And the weekly vlog returns as normal on Sunday episode, basically back in training. We're back on it, people. So let's get going. Right. So where was I? Sorry. Any update on the hats? Yes, Mick. They're going to be dispatched, I think, this week. So hopefully not too long to wait, big boy. We have the marathon majors, the super halves. I don't know what that's in reference to, but thanks, Chris. Sorry, apologies. I may have missed something. But if you've got a question, let me know. No, hi, Fordy. I'm dealing with a mild case of plantar right now. What type of shoes should I use for my runs for now? Soft versus firm, low versus high drop. Now, this is interesting. And I'm not saying this is the right answer, by the way. But I was, I rolled my foot. And my plantar has been niggling me, I would say. And I've been crying out, but I haven't because I've been in the Nike Zoom Fly 6. But I've been crying out for a softer, higher shoe. So that's what I've been looking for. That I don't know whether that's the right thing or wrong thing, but that's what I've been looking for. So a slight, not like overly soft. So Mag Max comes to mind. Hero, Glycerine Max comes to mind. The shoes that I've been sort of thinking about, thinking I wish I was in them, other than the Zoom Fly 6. It's not like, don't know. It's not like it's just a niggle, but I've been thinking about those shoes. So I don't know if that gives you some guidance. This is from Seamus. Evening, Fordy. Evening, Chris. Enjoyed the reflective vlog this weekend. Yeah, thanks very much. So the last two vlogs are sort of, I've bridged the gap between one training series ending. Again, the weekly vlog is episodic. So most of the time it's pretty much out every week, and it follows one of our adventures or a bit of training or whatever, right? And we sort of, this week was the sort of final element of the marathon training through the year. So if you didn't know, I trained for 3 marathons this year. I got injured through it, and you followed the journey all the way through it. But I needed to sort of cut that and then move on to the new block, the new thing as we move into next year and what we're doing next year. And I may have I may have a change of plans for the spring in 2025. Just putting that out there. I'm figuring that out at the moment. I've been invited to do something. Anyway, the point is that I was ready to get back to trainings, and that's what this week's video is about. But I appreciate that you enjoyed the reflective vlog. It was a short one. Again, I'm trying to change things up a little bit in terms of the way we're making videos. Trying to make things a little bit differently. It's not all just about shoes and things like that on this channel. And I hope you I really appreciate that. Oh, Gary, when they brought the Nova Blast 3 out, they added a TR, very good shoe, which worked well for winter. Do you know if they'll bring it out similar? There is a TR shoe out of the Nimbus right now, but I don't know because of the change over in the Nova Blast happening on December the 1st. I'm not sure, hand on heart, whether there's going to be a TR version readily available. I can ask Start Fitness for you and find out, but I know there's a Nimbus TR out, and we've obviously done a video on winter shoes already. So I checked out. I'd recommend the Deviate Nitro 3, WTR, and I did that video. The only thing is it does come up a bit narrow, but have a look at that. So I do know that the Nimbus is out and the Cumulus is out, which is a good shout. But the Nova Blast 5, which is coming really soon, I'm not sure whether they'll have that immediately on the drop. Okay. Again, last call sort of thing, because there's quite a lot of questions. And if you've got anything you want to ask or comment on, get it in now, and then I'll work my way through. All right. Thank you very much to everybody genuinely who's tuning in. Stand by, everybody. The Matt Nash question is in. If you're new to watching this live or listening to this podcast, Matt Nash every week gives us a very thoughtful and concise question. I'm just going to have a sip of tea if that's all right, Matt. Hang on a sec. Because I just smashed. Listen to this. This is what an athlete does on a Monday night. They do all their coaching calls. They record a birthday message, and then they eat a whole packet of peanut M&Ms. That's what athletes do. What's it? Cheers. Sorry if you had to listen to that on the pod. Okay, right. Oh, he's gone deep. Thanks to you talking openly about ADHD, I discovered I have it also, which is proven to be a proper learning curve. How do you think your running coaching or YouTube output benefits for you from your ADHD, or output benefits from your ADHD? Okay, so again, if you didn't know, I'm neurodiverse. I openly talk about that sort of thing. I'm currently waiting for confirmation or whatever you call it with regards to autism as well. And I have anxiety and I have panic disorder. I have loads of great things that make me up as a human being, right? I talk openly about that because I think it's a really important thing to do that. I was late diagnosed with ADHD about 5 or 6 years ago now. And that's something that I've learned to work with. I have therapy that helps me dealing with that and the other things that complications that can come from those sort of neurodivergencies. And I think it's a great thing that we can talk about it. I would say in terms of how do I think my running, coaching or YouTube benefits from my ADHD, YouTube in terms of the content creation definitely does, because it gives me first, it gives me a hyper focus. Anybody who has ADHD can probably relate to that. You find also autistic people, ADHD, something in terms of creativity is also a big trait, and also helps sort of regulate some of that dopamine and all that sort of stuff. But it's just an output, it's a focus, it's a hyper focus for somebody who's built or wired that way. I would say the running is a great thing in terms of somebody. I don't medicate for anything. I chose not to medicate because I found, or after my late diagnosis, that I feel like that I am who I am, and I'd rather work through therapy to get better at that in terms of dealing with certain things. And because I have the output of running or exercise, which is critical, I would say, to anybody who is neurodivergent. Again, I'm not a doctor or counselor or psychiatric person, but just talking from experience. But exercise can really, really help you with that, especially with the highs and lows and regulating the overwhelm and that kind of thing. Running really is a savior for me when it comes to working through the highs and lows of my neurodivergence. So I think it's important. There's obviously a lot of people waking up to the ADHD at the moment. I do get slightly annoyed when every man and his dog thinks just says, "Oh, they've got ADHD," and also, again, it's not being horrible, but it seems like it's fashionable. Most important thing is to get checked, but get checked properly. Speak to your GP. Again, it's all signposted. We talk about it on Wednesday in the podcast that I want you all to share. But again, I'm always here to talk about these sort of things. I will openly talk about my neurodivergence because I think it's a positive thing. You have to understand who you are as a human being, own it, and get better at certain things, but also enjoy and appreciate the way you're made and the way you're wired. So that's probably an answer to that. I think maybe, don't know. Okay, next question, Dan. Which shoe would you recommend to 100 kilogram plus runner looking to progress from 5K to half marathon over the next 3 to 6 months? Now, I'm gonna have to Google what that is. You have to remember, I'm from England. Yeah, so I don't know what 100 kilo is. 15 stone. So I would say for you, the Ghost Max is the shoe to get. The shoe for you, I would say. I think it's a great shoe to progress. It's comfortable and it is a fantastic cruiser. It's a shoe that you can do walk running in as well, very well. The outsole's okay in it. It's not the best out there, but it's not the worst out there. But from a comfort level, it's great. There's also wide fit options as well. I think it's a supportive shoe for somebody who's slightly bigger. I think it's a supportive shoe as well. It's not like something with like a Kinvara Pro or anything like that, but because of the wide base of it, it's inherently stable. And so I think that would be a great shoe. And if you get version 1, they're a lot cheaper at the moment. If you go to Start Fitness, use the code 40 runs, you're going to get it a little bit cheaper. Next question, Chris Smith. We have the marathon majors, the super halves. What would be the 45? We've spoken about this on a podcast. I think this would actually make a great series. We've spoken about this before. I kind of like the idea of like picking a 5K, 10K half, and some other bits around it, maybe a park run or something like that. I don't want to put a marathon in there because I want to keep it open to everybody in terms of no barrier to doing that. But yeah, which ones? I don't know. I'd have to put some work into it. But it's a great question. I think it's something we need to do a bit of work in. Ian, who smashed out his 5K PB this weekend. Well done, brother. What's your opinion on running sleeves? Is there an advantage to them for longer distance? I think you're talking about arm sleeves. I do wear them, but I don't wear them because I think they benefit me in terms of running faster. I wear them because they keep me warm. I like to wear them for a marathon. Is where I tend to wear them, and I'll probably have a vest on, and then I'll have arm warmers on or arm compression on, and then I think we all know the benefits, hopefully, of compression. And then when I get hot, basically, I'll take them off. I did that in the Amsterdam marathon. I got a pair of Amazon. They were like £5, and just put them in a. I was running, but threw them at a bin as I was going. I think I was like mile 3. So I like arm sleeves, but I like them purely to keep warm, not for a performance benefit at all. Massive shout out to Sue and Dave. Great running epic for us. Yeah, well done, you two. Good job there. Fiona wrote a recommendation, please, for an all-rounder shoe for everyday training for a half marathon, 10K and park runs to help improve my speed. Shoe size is 3. I would say for half marathon, 10K and park runs to help improve my speed, I would have a look at the Brooks Hyperion Max 2. I think that's a good shoe. I would also maybe look, might be a bit, no, actually, no, that is 0. No, I would go Brooks Hyperion Max 2. If you want something firm, I'd go Boston 12. If you want something soft, I'd go Saucony Speed 4, although we've got the Speed 5 coming, which looks like they may have ruined it. But yeah, they're 3 options I would look at that you should get pretty cheap on Black Friday. Coming up next week, by the way, Black Friday, we might do, like we was talking about the searching out shoes and things like that. I might do some Black Friday recommendations next week. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested to do. I'm just going to have a bit more tea. Right, here we go. Debbie, why is the Brooks Ghost Max called a ghost when it isn't like a ghost at all with its 6mm versus 12mm drop? My running buddies really struggle transitioning to it. I'm not surprised. It is a different shoe. It's like, why do they call the Glycerine Max the Glycerine Max when it's not Glycerine Max? I just think that they're, and rightfully so, makes sense to sort of try and tempt you ghost buyers into something else. It's the same with the Glide Ride Max. It's the same with all those Max shoes, really. But I know what you're saying about the drop. The drop is different, 6mm, 12mm. It is a totally different ride. It is it's a lot more stack. It's a lot wider and it's a lot softer feeling than the Ghost. But so, it doesn't actually, but it's like the Kinvara Pro, isn't it? It's like, well, why call it that? But that's just marketing. And it makes sense because it's in that lineup. So they're trying to expand those lineups, isn't it? It's like the cars and things when they call these things all different stuff. Right, let's move on. But yeah, I would say stick with it. It's a great shoe, the Ghost Max. It really is. Great to meet you at Carver. Yeah, thanks very much to everybody who said hello to me at the weekend. It's really nice. It was just a really nice weekend. I say it would have been great if we could have run a bit faster, but Paige was too slow. But it was Simon. Why are you surprised, Chris, about the numbers? It is the world's biggest podcast. This is true. There's no denying. It is the world's biggest podcast. Tell everyone about it. The live stream will be even more wild once you hit 22 minutes. Yeah, if you didn't know, we've got a really realistic, and I think it's a realistic target for next year to reach 22 million subscribers. Oh, this is pretty cool. Look at this. Steve's from Australia and he's listening. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? That's blown my mind. Did TRE ban e-bikes? Very funny. Evening 40. Sign up for the Brighton Marathon in April. Taking it easy until January when training begins. Enjoying park run and stuff like that. So that's awesome. Yep. Good luck to you in Brighton. Hi, Chris. Would you recommend CrossFit for strength training for a marathon training block? I mean, 2 miles to go down that route instead of the traditional gym. I think it's a good blend. Thing is with strength and conditioning work, yeah. I think personally is finding something that you can do every week. And whether that's just going to the gym once a week or doing a yoga session just once a week is better than doing nothing. If you do that the whole 16, 18, 20 weeks that you're in that marathon training plan, half marathon training plan, whatever it is, find something that you can commit to that you're going to turn up every week-ish and you're going to do. If you do something consistently throughout that whole training block, it is going to have a net benefit on the outcome of your race. So whatever shape or form that is, now whether it's, CrossFit or whatever you think you can do that you're going to be able to commit to every single week, bar none, through that marathon, half marathon, 10K, catch to 5K training that you're doing, do it. Yeah, it's as simple as that. HF Prepper. Fordy, what half tights do you recommend? Well, I was running in Adidas ones at the weekend and they were terrible. I wear Saucony ones and I've got an absolute belter of an outfit for Sunday's Fulham 10K. I'm wearing it for admin. Admin got married the other week and to celebrate that, I've got a special outfit for her. So I'm going to be wearing that. But I wear Saucony half tights, not paid by Saucony. I just like them. And I think they're called, I better know this. It's like Pace Plus or something. They're like, I'm going to say, I think they're 7-inch. I may be wrong. They're in that cupboard there. I've got about 5 pairs of them. I absolutely love them. The Adidas ones, don't care for them. The Brooks ones, the New Balance half tights ain't too bad. But the Saucony ones, for whatever reason, they just fit me perfectly. They just fit me. If you're joining us later, thank you very much for joining us. Again, blown away by the numbers who are tuning into this live stream. If you've got a question, jump it in now. Yeah, we have to say, it is amazing how many people are tuning in live to this every week. And I genuinely really do appreciate it. You may have missed earlier, we put up the Saucony Endorphin Trainer, which is basically, I'll show you again. It's basically the Kinvara Pro. There it is, look. So that's coming. It's in the same colorway as the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2, which I've got a video coming out tomorrow about, by the way. But yeah, so that's ahead, I'm guessing, of the Austin event, the running event that's coming out. But yeah, so it is. I just see Mick's comment about 136 people watching. It's just amazing considering the size, how small we are. I genuinely really appreciate it. So when somebody like my hero, Kafuzi's getting 145 watching his on a Monday night, it's just unbelievable. So thanks, guys. I'm not just not blowing smoke up your ass. I really do appreciate it. Isn't the Saucony Endorphin Trainer just getting hammered? Isn't the Saucony Endorphin Speed already an Endorphin Trainer? It's not. The Saucony Endorphin Speed is the Saucony Endorphin Speed. Although technically it is a trainer. I know what you're saying. Maybe. So the Saucony Endorphin Trainer will just have a little outer sole as the Kinvara. Yeah, basically, again, just looking back at that picture, the only thing that interests me is that, and I wish I'd brought up my Kinvara Pros now, is that the I mean, let me get rid of the question. Is this here? I don't know if you can see it on the pod I'm pointing to. That looks like the carbon plate there. So whether they've lengthened the plate, that'd be interesting to know. Whether it's now got full length, because the original Kinvara Pro had a 3/4 length. I mean, they literally might have just changed the name and given it a new colorway. I mean, that's classic Saucony, right? But yeah, let's see. What do you think of the colorway, by the way? The Endorphin Elite in it looks terrible. Just as a clue, it looks awful in that colorway that they've got coming out. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. Let's keep rolling, people. Let's keep rolling. Any hat news? Mike, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Mick was asking that the hats should be dispatched this week. They're coming in from China, which is awesome. Kevin's asking when the video of your this weekend's vlog of Pagey running around a bit slow. That will come out not this weekend, the following weekend. Because there's another weekend. There's another video coming out first. You heard any whispers? I'm not connected to the Valencia Marathon organisers, unfortunately. If I had, I would. 40. Will there be any new designs of your t-shirts coming soon? Which ones? The club like Tech Tops. We've got Black Friday sale coming, by the way. Anybody who's interested in that, and if anybody wants a bit of coaching action, get involved. We're on 142 people now. Imagine if we did get more than Kafuzi. I'm going to message him straight after this. Okay. That was Tom. He's already he said that about that. That's good. Okay, Mike has got a great question here. What's your favourite not so big marathon in the UK? Done London, Brighton, and Yorkshire. What's my favourite not so big one? I have to say, despite the storm, I really enjoyed Yorkshire. Really enjoyed it. It was good. Yeah, it was good. The people were just lovely. And York is beautiful. Really is. Really. Great place. I just recommend just going there. Okay. Someone was asking about doing a video about like building out a race calendar. I don't know whether you guys agree with that, whether that be interesting. Evening 40, how accurate are the size guides on websites? I wear a size 9.5 in Puma, but same size in Adidas would mean a size 11. Yeah, there's it depends, and some of them are a little bit out. Yeah, I've seen that before. People complaining about the different sizes of some of the shoes. Puma anyway come up narrow, but yeah, I think it's a difficult one with some of those shoe sizes. They're not 100% accurate. Every brand's different. It's a little bit weird. As I said on this channel, I'm a different size in certain brands. It's all a bit weird. Alf, am I going to do the Rob Burrows Leeds in May 2025? No, I'm not going to be doing that. I do have a potential change of plans for the spring. I'm just waiting to see what happens there. So I'll let you know I've been invited to do something. Either way, I'm doing London. That's nailed in. And that's a charity place. I've not got some like influencer bib or anything like that. That's a charity place. I've always taken the charity place. All those medals back there, all charity places. Don't take the club place. Nothing. Club places. I don't get involved in that. What do I think about the park run record? Yes, if you didn't know, the park run record was beaten this weekend. Congratulations to that young man who did that. I'm a bit torn, if I'm honest with you, about that. I think it's great that somebody's able to go out and do that. Although I understand people's frustrations about that defeats the object of park run. I understand that frustration, that it's not a race. You're not there to win it. But at the same time, the guy was, out there to run his own time and have fun himself. So I'm a bit, I don't know. I don't like the fact that park run is seen as a race. I don't like, and this is only my personal opinion, everyone can do what they like, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable with the sort of, there was a video the other day, I'm going to go and win park run. Again, nothing against the person. Great, you do whatever you want. But I don't know whether, I don't know how, that doesn't necessarily sit that well with me. I love park run. I think it's got a little bit like, a bit too like, I don't know, corporate. So again, I'm sticking up for anyone really. I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence. Either way, I think it's magnificent that the guy's done that. I think that's great, and then he's had fun and he's enjoyed it. And that's awesome. But I do also appreciate the opinions of a lot of people who's like, well, park run's just a free social sort of get together, run, jog, walk, push the pram, that kind of thing on a Saturday morning. It's open to all abilities of run. I really appreciate that side of things as well. So yeah, I think it's great that he did that. Well done. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's all great. Make sure if you are watching, you have to give the 146 Mick. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Oh, here he is. Paige is in the house. Turned up late as he did on Saturday. Sorry, we're a bit behind. New Kinvara Pros look quality. Can't recommend this shoe enough to anyone looking for a long run train. Now, and all jokes aside, yeah, Paige is a big old lump. He's like about 82 foot tall. And he ran the marathon, the Manchester Marathon in the Kinvara Pro. He absolutely loves the shoe. So I knew he'd be singing. I haven't told him about this endorphin trainer deliberately. I've been keeping him on tenterhooks. But it's a great shoe for anybody slightly bigger and that kind of thing, slightly taller, looking for a stable. Right, it's got a plate in there. It's got two foams in there. It's got a bit of the Power Run PB and all that in there. So, yeah. You have a setting where emojis won't show up on TV. Oh, sorry about that. I've got no idea. It's just that we use a streaming platform. I don't really know how it works, to be honest with you. I'll just crack on. Great videos. What 10K runs would you recommend for 2025? I'd say the Leeds 10K. I really enjoyed that Leeds 10K. I would say the winter 10K in London's a great one. Very expensive. The London one's always good, but they're always expensive. I think if you're going to do one, maybe do the Vitality 10K. That's really good. Nice finish as well. Asics ones are expensive, but there's so many out. There's so many great ones. Even like the ones in Battersea with run through on a Wednesday night. Great, fantastic. So yeah, they're the sort of ones. Or find some of those local club ones. I know the guys in Southend, our Southend satellite group. We've got 60 clubs all over the country. You're free to join the club. Just head over to FORDYRUNS.com. We've got some new clubs starting, by the way, all over the country. But yeah, the guys in Southend, there's a couple of like a Southend Athletics Club or do a 10K in Southend. They're great ones to do. So let's say ATW do some good 10Ks as well. They're a local race organised around here. You've got the Great Run Series. There's so many good races now. I think it's fantastic. Do you do anything like meditation to help? Adam, are you referring to what I was talking about earlier? If that's the case, I don't do anything like that. Any news on the Primex Strung model? Watch out for the running event, I would say, on the Primex Strung model, I would say. 40, absolute legend. Thank you very much. Stephen Scullin Marathon manages his own clothing. Okay, jobbing. I don't know what that is, but thanks. Okay, hi Chris. I want to get a quicker 5K. How much difference does the shoe make? I would say spend more money doing gym work and more money on maybe going to a track and doing some speed designated or designed workouts. I would say the shoe will only get you so far. The important part is the strength and making sure you're doing the workouts. And if you can't afford a coach like me, I'm not cheap, but successfully coach a lot of people. Paige is a good example of that. Get yourself Cooper. Get over to fordyruns.com/Cooper. You're going to get a 2-week trial on Cooper. They've got speed sessions and stuff like that on there. Again, we don't recommend runner on here after hearing the feedback about people saying on my videos that they've been getting injured and stuff like that. I don't know whether that's true or not, but yeah, we recommend Cooper on here. I'd recommend you check that out. I like this. Kafuzi's just a warm up to 40 on. 40's just Kafuzi's just a warm up act on a Monday. I'll let him know you said that, Matt, Alf. For Kafuzi, it's Monday and a holiday. Okay, so that's why Kafuzi's numbers are so low. Nah, joking. Yeah, again, it's just blows my mind that everyone still turns up. Two Sheds, Glenn. I can't find Super Blast, so would Nova Blast be nearly as good for long runs? Maybe. Yeah, I think you can get Super Blast. Someone told me on Friday that they were restocked and they're stocking again. Apparently, I'm gonna have a last bit of tea. I would say be patient. I think it's worth the wait. Rob's converted to half tights. What a hero! I'd like to see more shoe reviews talk about the rocker and the Widfoot. E.g., like the SC4 rocker bulge. Like, yeah, okay, good feedback. Good feedback. I like doing that. Alf loves doing the tokens at Park Run. Here we go. Woo! We made it, people. 40 minutes, Mick. What did you say? What did Mick say? Can anyone remember? What Mick? 45 to 50. We've done you, Mick. Brilliant. And that's it. So there we go. Great show as always. Thank you very much to everybody for turning up. I think next week, like I said, we'll talk about Black Friday deals. I think that'd be quite cool to do, to go through some of the shoes that maybe it might be worth looking at. I'll make sure I bring that Under Armour shoe up as well. Show you that next week. Make sure I must remember to do that. And yeah, I think that's probably about it. I tell you, I'm live on Friday this week, and then I'm at the Fulham 10K on Sunday. So get my brain into gear. So again, hopefully I get to see some of you guys and girls at the Fulham 10K. You're going to be there. I don't know what park run I'm doing on Saturday. Depends a lot on Ben. And we may have news next week about my spring change of races as well. I'll bring you up to date on that. Like I said, please just remember to watch Wednesday's video about men's health awareness, and please share it with somebody. I'd really appreciate that. It's more about awareness and getting it out there. That's an important message that we do. Thanks everybody for joining us live. 146 people joined this live tonight, which is just a crazy number. I really do appreciate it. It's growing every week. So again, make sure you tell everybody that we're here. It's not just shoes. We've got, coaching stuff, whatever you want to talk about. I'm happy to hang out and with you guys and chat on a Monday night. It's great fun for me as well. And I think that's probably about it. I'm going to find the outro. Where is it? There it is. Okay, guys, I shall see you all next week.